Hello model railroaders, it's Dave and it's a new day and we're back to the paint booth build. So, what has transpired? Well, I've got this piece of 2-inch up and secured to the ceiling so I could ensure where I was going to meet over there, and after about $40 in supplies later, I've got my 3-inch to 1.5-inch adapter and a little rubber collet up there that I've cut the separator bumper out of so that it will slide over the 1.5-inch PVC pipe, and there's the collar down there. Now that will eventually, once it's cut to length, that pipe will butt up to here, and then our 2.5-inch outlet will go off of this rubber adapter, a short piece of 2-inch, and to a 45, and then we just have to fill in that gap there. But to continue, I've got to mount the blower to some plywood and rough in an aux box, electrical box here, or possibly over here. I haven't planned that far out, but I left enough space on the blower to provide a spot for it. So next will be getting that secured and then figuring out where I need to drill some holes into the concrete and put some anchors in to secure that up there. So I'll be back once I've got something accomplished and made some headway. Back in a moment. And we're back. Sorry, it's a little echoey where I am to get this shot, but the vertical pipe's been cut to hopefully the correct length with the little adapter, rubber adapter slipped on there, and then we've got the other 2-inch pipe that's running horizontally with the 45 elbow, and that's hopefully as well cut to length. And now it's just a matter of two-handed putting that up there, overreaching everything here and trying to line it up and get marks on the wall to put in wall anchors. So probably not the best project doing by myself, but unfortunately, being what it is, I've got to make do. So I'll be back in another moment, and hopefully the blower will be in place and already mounted. So fingers crossed, and hopefully everything works. Back in a moment. Okay, the fitting worked out well, and using the hammer and a coal punch, I was able to transfer my marks where the screw is going to go through the wood to the concrete. So now all I have to do is drill it out, put in the anchors, and fit everything up, and the gaskets will and the closures or gear clamps will secure that to there, and if anything needs to come apart, it can come apart. I will say I'm not using the PVC solvent on the joints. I don't really need to. the pressure fit is going to be more than enough to prevent any leakage, and the system's going to be pretty static, so I don't anticipate any joints coming loose. And if they do, I'll deal with it at that time. If anything, I may use some of the tape like I did just on that one to hold it secure. And the other reason I'm not using the solvent on the joints to make them permanent is I want a little bit of give in the pipe and the fittings so that everything will line up the way I need it to line up. So that's playing a factor in my decision as well. So after mounting that up, I'll be back, and fingers crossed, and hope I don't drop anything. Back in a moment. Okay, model railroaders, we're back and everything is in place. I've temporarily wired in a cord so we can try it out. The vent is over there. I don't know, I haven't measured it, but I'm probably figuring about 8 feet total, maybe 7 feet, and our downward is less than 3 feet, maybe 3 feet total if we include the height all the way down. So what I've got is a little strip of Kleenex, facial tissue there, and a couple smaller pieces. So let's just do a drop test and see where they fall with it off. And do it right in front. So pretty much do a couple more just to see what where the fall is with no draw. Well, that one went back in a couple inches. That one went forward. Let's try this one again. And then it went forward a couple inches. So that one's a little, oh, that went all the way off on the floor. So that one's not very consistent. The little crushed up one seems to be, so let's crush this one up a little bit and it's more consistent. Okay, so we're getting predominantly a straight drop for the most part, maybe a little bit back without any activity. So let's give it a try, and the strip is hanging pretty much vertically. So let me plug this in and we'll get a little noisy as it spins up and goes on. Measuring device, I really can't say, but that's looking pretty good. It's definitely moving in. Let's try the drop. A little interference. Difference there. Okay, let's move this forward and see. outside and I'll show you the vent. So we'll be back in a moment. And we're back, and we're outside. Well, the exhaust isn't very loud. No different. You can still hear the kids in the park. And here it is here. So, the air pressure is working on the spring action. Oh wow, I've even got a little bit of debris that was in the pipe had been blown through. So, but for the most part, I'm quite happy. Everything is working as it should. Spring-loaded activity of the vent is working, and that's quite nice. And if I want, I can unhook this vent base and reinstall at a later time if I feel that there is too much back pressure occurring, or I should say not enough of the draw. So it'd be interesting if I could acquire a air velocity measuring device to check that out sometime in the future, with and without. But as of right now, I believe it's going to be working perfectly fine the way I need it to. So with that, I'm going to say this video is a wrap, and hope everybody's having a great summer, enjoying the sunny weather. Hopefully it's not too hot, and if it is, well, that's a good excuse to stay downstairs in the basement working on the layout. So, till the next video, I'll say bye for now, and happy Marlboro Railroading.